Stolas, the relationship that just breaks my heart with all of their missteps. So today we're going to get a little bit into Blitz and his own self-hatred and also his attachment type and how that affects all the relationships around him. So let's take a look together into the psychology of Blitz and Stolas and what went wrong and how they can make it right.
You want me to show your rich princey what a real is?
Stop it!
Ha! I'm right, aren't I? You get off to get by people you look down on.
I don't look down on you. How many times do I... When have I ever...
Blitz right now is projecting onto Stolas how he thinks that Stolas sees him because that's the way he sees himself. And for Blitz, he definitely has that disorganized attachment style. Now that's one of the 3 insecure attachment styles. But for disorganized, it's kind of like you're partially avoidant and you're partially anxious. So you pull people in, you want that, but when they get too close or we're dealing with intimacy, they push them away. They often do that by self-sabotaging, by creating a push away because internally they believe that people will reject them, and so they'd rather reject them first. And it's also a little bit of a test that if you really care about me, you'll take me back, even though I did all of these horrible things.
Team could kick that guy's ass that easily, then I'm sure you'd have no problem.
I suppose you are right. Silly me. It's not an imp's place to protect a Goetia, is it?
And there it is. Took you long enough.
That's all you were waiting for, wasn't it? Do you feel any kind of remorse for what you do? Have you ever even apologized once in your life?
Oh, you think I can't apologize?
And that's the thing. A lot of people that have this attachment type, that kind of intimacy or depth actually causes them a certain amount of anxiety. And so because of that, they push people away. They make them feel bad. They're trying to stop it, not because they don't want that. It's actually the thing that they crave. And this attachment type is really difficult to manage as well. You have to understand it. And also you have to understand where these hurts came from, which is often from an unsafe home life, which for Blitz, you can see how he didn't feel safe, he didn't feel cared about, and he was kind of treated like he didn't matter, at least not as much as anyone else. So then how could he ever think that someone else could genuinely care about him? And I think that for Blitz, it's also that his own feelings of his self and his self-hatred, that if people really knew who he was, that they would reject him. And so often he's carrying all of these masks to kind of try to have these pseudo-relationships, but right away he's going to self-sabotage, and it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy that people reject him, and then he goes, oh, well, you see, I was right. And I think that that's also why he doesn't see all of the kindness from Stolas as kindness. He's blocked to that. And we can sometimes be blocked to things. Like we don't even filter them. They don't even go in. We're not even paying attention. It's almost like our anxiety is stopping these moments or these interactions from going into long-term memory. So to the person that's been hurt, been damaged from difficult situations, they don't even remember that they happened. Even if they're reminded of them, they won't remember it. And so it's almost like they didn't actually happen for this person. And that can make it really difficult.
Or what? You want me to be like, oh, sorry, this entire time I assumed the worst because I was convinced a prince could never love someone like me, and I let my self-hatred stop me from apologizing to anyone I could never care about?
Well, yes.
Well, yes. I feel the same way. Yes, that is exactly it. Your self-hatred, the way that you see yourself, the way that you feel about yourself is going to change everything. The choices that you make, the people that you surround yourself with, the jobs that you take. Your own inner reflection will create the world around you, because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to expect anyone else to treat you with care and love. And if someone does, you think that they must have an ulterior motive. There must be something. That has to be true. And the reason for that is that if you allowed yourself to believe that someone genuinely cares about you, the real you, not the you with all the masks, and then they reject you or leave you or you do something that ruins that, it would be so devastating, so soul-crushing that you can't handle it. So it's easier to believe the worst. It's easier for you to be the one to throw the first stone at yourself than to go through the heartache of having someone else do that to you.
Well, you! I can sorry the out of people, just you watch! I sorried Fizz so hard he cried! And I can sorry more people, everyone but you, because I don't owe you. Everyone but you.
That's such a heart-wrenching moment for me because we lie to ourselves really effectively and we have all of these blocks. And for Blitz, there's only one reason that he has a hard time to apologize to Stolas. He genuinely cares for him. He has all of these strong emotions, and so because of that, that makes this more difficult. So everyone else, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't be a cost to him to be able to do that, but for Stolas, it would. We can often be so detrimental because we care. We're damaging and hateful and hurtful because it matters to us. The opposite of love isn't hatred. It's not caring at all either way. And that doesn't mean it's okay. This is actually really damaging and detrimental to everything around you. If every time someone gets close, you go scorched earth or you are overreactive or you push people away, you're damaging those that you care about. You're damaging those that care about you. And you think that it's the proof of their love that they keep on coming back, but everything has a limit to that and things can break.
Hey, Martha. Look, I know we killed you in the past, but I just wanted to say no hard feelings and offer this.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a good apology. The thoughtlessness of just kind of a basket, hey, yeah, sorry, and then giving it, that's not a thoughtful apology. It's being able to hold someone else's pain, listening, affirming, validating, trying to make actions that show a difference in behavior and time. It's not something that just happens because you said it and now it's over. I think a lot of people are like, well, I said sorry, now get over this. That doesn't work. It actually makes people feel worse. That sorry, but, or sorry, and let's move on. I've already apologized. So it's more behavioral than just words. And if you're giving a basket, like I'm not gonna say that every basket means it's not thoughtful, but no, it doesn't seem very thoughtful in this case. Like if it's a basket filled of things that the other person loves and each one has a meaning and you've thought about this. But for a lot of people, they want the time and effort put into it because often you're saying sorry because they're hurt.
Hey!
Blitz, what are you doing here? You're lucky everyone is drunk or you would be murdered right now.
No, it's good. I'm in a disguise.
I think it's sweet that one, Stolas is so shocked, but also his worry right away. Like he tries to hide Blitz back down and shoo him away. That shows how even through all of this, Stolas is still so protective of Blitz. And Blitz, because he doesn't really care about himself, it doesn't really matter. Often with the disorganized attachment style and that self-hatred, that you don't really care. You take risks with yourself because in your mind, it doesn't really matter what occurs to you. And so often you can take risks that you shouldn't or do things that are detrimental to you because that is something that you feel like internally that you might deserve. And that can be really damaging and really dangerous. And people with disorganized attachment styles can be really inconsistent with their behaviors. And so it's difficult to read. Sometimes it can feel like you're walking on eggshells because you don't know when you're going to be cuddled or pushed away, depending on their own inner reflection, because often there's all of these different parts of them that are battling inside of their head. And that can make it difficult for everyone else that's around to know what to do and when.
Oh, why did you show up there? Why did you show up here?
You already asked that, but look, I just really need to talk to you, to explain.
Oh?
I've always been real at sorries, okay? They're for and no one deserves them anyway, but I felt like maybe you actually needed one.
No, people deserve one. This is just his internal belief and feeling that apologizing means that he's wrong or means that he's weak. And it's difficult because he doesn't have the ego strength to be able to hold that being wrong is a part of being strong. Like, to be able to admit that you have a fault or you're not perfect means that your ego can handle that. That's actually a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. People that have weaker ego strengths, that are feeling like they're so easily to be cracked or they can't show any flaws, that's because of damage that they've already been through. And I think that it's really sweet that he is trying to give an apology and at least affirms and says it, that he's not good at this. This isn't easy. Unfortunately, though, Stolas is completely inebriated. So a lot of what is happening, he's going to forget, or it's going to become warped because he's not going to remember. So this is not the best of times to do it, but I'm happy that he's practicing doing it anyways. And isn't it sweet? It's kind of sweet that Blitz is holding and cradling him. It reminds me of when Stolas was holding and cradling Octavia. And so it's kind of one of Stolas's love languages himself, but I don't think that he's paying attention to that because he's so drunk.
Oh, lucky me!
Okay, what I mean is, I said sorry a lot today, and honestly, didn't really mean any of it, because the only one I wanted to say it to was you, Stolas. This whole thing we had going, I mean, you're a prince. How could you ever actually care for an imp?
And that's that thing. Often people do that. They push people away. They're antagonistic with them because they don't believe that they could really be loved. And here it goes, that he couldn't believe that it would be genuine because Stolas is this prince and he has this thought of him being lesser than, or constantly being looked over as lesser than. Often disorganized attachment type has a parental figure that they were scared of, that they didn't feel safe. And so because of that, they feel less than, and that people at any point in time aren't going to be safe for them. So all relationships are not built on a strong feeling of a foundation of safety, or I'm deserving of love.
How could anybody?
Blitz, there is a crowd full of people here who cared so much, they throw an entire party about hating you every year. Do you know how much you have to care to do something as stupid as that?
I love that because it's so very true. Hatred, time, effort. We only do that with people that matter to us. And hatred and love are very, very similar. People come in for a couples therapy and I see them and there's a lot of animosity. There's fire between them. There's still something then that I can work on because there's emotions involved. When I feel that there's nothing kind of left, that's a danger sign in a relationship. So Stolas is so very right that they would center this much time and attention on someone means that they feel something, that they were hurt, because anger is often actually masking hurt and pain. That also means that there could be healing as well. And I love that even through this, through all of Stolas's pain, he's such a caretaker that he's still trying to help Blitz and show him that he really is cared about.
Stolas, you are better off without me, okay? You deserve so much. I don't even know why you would want to be with me.
And that thought that, like, for Blitz, even his father didn't feel like he had any worth or that there was anything that he could bring to the table. And so how could someone else? And I think that for Blitz also, because of all of the horrible things that he's done and all of the people that he's hurt, he truly believes that he is this black sheep, that he is this poison, that he's going to destroy anything and everything that he touches. And for Blitz, when he looks back on his life, he probably has all of these self-fulfilling situations that prove to him, oh, yes, I am damaging. The fire, what happened with Fitz, all of the people that he's hurt, all of this room filled with people that he's hurt or damaged or that hate him now, care about him and hate him now. And so that's all proof that because he loves Stolas so much, that probably also is another reason that he wants to push him away, because he actually deserves better. And sometimes that also can be unconscious, where we're doing these behaviors and we're not even aware about it.
I want someone to care if I stay or go. I want someone to want me, to want to see me, to hold me, look at me and think, well, you're the only one I want. I desire to hold you and talk to you, never let you feel so. You, why are you here?
And for Blitz, that want to be able to reach out and show comfort to Stolas and how tentative he is, how scary that is. For people that are naturally affectionate and that affection is safe for them, they probably don't understand people that need to have it to be really safe, or how scary that can be to be able to show genuine affection to someone else, because they're not sure how someone else is going to react. And if you have a disorganized attachment style, your parental figures weren't safe. You were taught that that isn't safe, or that you shouldn't do it, or that is weakness, or that's going to get you hurt, or hold all your cards inside because someone's going to destroy you because of it. And so it becomes so scary to reach out and truly share that inner part of yourself that you may not even be aware of.
I don't want you here. Go home, please. Let me not feel so sad.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
great song earlier. You have great pipes.
Thank you.
Yeah, he sings fantastic. We're talking here.
Well, I just wanted to see if maybe, I don't know, you'd want to dance?
You want to dance with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also a part of disorganized attachment. That's the avoidant part. He's going to leave anyways, and so instead of Blitz saying, please, no, stay, that's too painful. So they just let them go. Or often they would run away themselves. It's often that they will leave before they get left, because that's more painful. So they feel like this card is at least dealt by their own hand. But if Blitz had just said to Stolas, stay, I think this is important, I care about you, which again, too many steps for Blitz. That's way too many steps. And if Stolas was paying attention, because usually Stolas is paying so much attention to everything that Blitz is doing and reading care and affection even when it's not there. And here, Blitz is giving all of this care and affection, but the Stolas is so inebriated and that shuts off the prefrontal cortex. You're not actually processing information properly. He's not reading it. The one time that we need Stolas to read it, he isn't. And that's so frustrating and difficult, because now he's at the table, but for Stolas, he's not there anymore. And sometimes that just happens. It's too late for him. Hopefully it's not.
Poor Blitz, finally having to own that his actions affect other people's fifis. Please. How do you think I felt?
She has a little heart that has it like X'd out with Blitz's name on her shoulder. You know how much you have to love someone to put a tattoo on you of that, and then the pain of having to kind of X it out?
When the fun guy I was dating decided to just bail on me because I made the mistake of saying I love... It was the most embarrassing feeling to be vulnerable for once, and you really just know how to send a message in the way. The worst part is you still make me feel like a bad person for being angry at you now.
And that's people that care so much that even when they're angry at someone, they can't be fully angry. It makes me also feel for Verosika of all of the emotions that she's gone through. Now it makes sense why she had such vitriol towards Blitz, how crushed she was to be able to share everything and to have the other person kind of step over that or not even be able to hold it. And for Blitz, it's just hard for him to be able to hold all of these really strong feelings from anyone, even himself.
Hosting this party for everyone else you've over, at least I can help others cope with the you did. What? No snarky comeback?
No. You're right. I actually am, sorry. I don't want to be this way. Not forever.
And that's the first step. The first step is realizing that you want something different, truly want something different, not because someone else wants you to want something different. And then to be able to go through the reasons that you do this. A lot of times we just run through a script. We're not thinking about our behavior, or we're lying about why we do things because it's unconscious. To make it conscious, to be aware, then that allows you the steps to be able to actually heal. And what I would say is that you should actually go through the things that are maladaptive that you do or detrimental. And whenever you feel a strong emotion like anxiety or fear or being angry, to go through, what do I really feel? Why am I feeling this? Why am I wanting to run away? It's because the first thought is often, oh, this is better. I'm helping someone. I'm healing this. This is a smarter way to go about it. The first thought is often a protective defense mechanism. We have to kind of pull that apart to see what's the truth. And if we were really wanting to heal, I would also say that it's important to figure out why, to go through that childhood trauma that often we really don't want to go through, but to figure out and understand the causes for this. And that doesn't have to do with blame, but it has to do with understanding that I do this because I've been hurt myself in certain ways, or I have beliefs about who I am as a person, and to be able to mix out the ones that are true versus the ones that are false, when I'm just being cruel to myself to be cruel, or self-punishing because I think I deserve it.
Looks like Stolas is having a good time.
Yeah, well, he needs it.
Oh, a really good time.
Oh, that bird stealing!
Hold it, Blitz.
And now he sees that care that he has for Stolas fully coming out.
You know, if you want to change, it just starts with saying, good for him. Hope he gets laid. Here, have some cake.
If you really want to change, it would start with making conscious efforts to change. A lot of times it can be the inverse, that you can change the behaviors, and then all of the other belief systems that are in there will slowly fall away as well. So for Blitz to consciously try to be different and more thoughtful, and be aware that, one, he is worthy, that this self-hatred is detrimental but also a lie. All of these people care about him because he's worthy of being cared about. But in the end, that adage of you first have to love yourself before you can love anyone else, I know it's very cliche, but it is true. That self-hatred is just going to poison everything around you. So you do want to work on your inner voice, your negative self-talk, your self-hatred, and your attachment style so that you can heal things and then do behaviors that will be different from that. So hopefully we'll see a few steps of Blitz making conscious efforts to be better. Come out from your own self-hatred and do something for you. All the knowledge you need with today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. Learn a new skill, get prepared for whatever life has damned you for. Learn, enhance, grow with Brilliant's ever-growing set of new courses. And Brilliant makes college-level courses available to help you be as smart as you can. If you've ever been through traumatic or boring or dull courses and you just can't wait to get out of them, you should completely try Brilliant, because Brilliant makes learning fun. I know, I said it, it's fun, because they gamified it. You can challenge yourself, you can compete with others, so it keeps you learning faster, and when you're more engaged, that learning actually sticks better, and you learn more easily when you're enjoying the process. Brilliant has thousands of lessons. They have math, chemistry, physics, engineering, computer science, coding, all of these courses that you might have found dull or daunting, or if you were scared to do them before, you should completely jump on board and try them out now. I've done a lot of Brilliant's courses, algebra, logic, geometry, and I found them all really engaging. And what I would say is just practice a skill and just do it for 15 minutes a day. Really, no one can tell me that they don't have 15 minutes to learn, to get a new skill, and to help develop themselves. Because in the end, you're the best project that you could spend time, effort, and money on. And for Brilliant, it makes that so easy. And Brilliant has tons of new courses, such as how large language models work and intros into probability. And if you're still not sure and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I should spend the money on this, just try it out for free. Yes, for free. Head on over to brilliant.org/Georgia Dow. And yes, trying it out for free still helps me, so thank you. And you get to try out a full set of courses for 30 days. And if you really like it, you can get 20% off of an annual premium subscription. Again, brilliant.org/Georgia Dow. Clicking on that button really does help out my channel, so thank you to brilliant.org and thank you to you. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.